Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 221. I'm your host as always. I'm Dan. I'm joined by my co-host as always. It is Samson. Samson, another week, another crazy day that we need to talk about. How you doing?
Yes. Many a layoff. The layoffs keep coming and they don't stop coming. Dan, we're almost to my quote unquote birthday episode because my birthday is February 22nd, which is 222. So that'll be next episode. Pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of sad news to talk about, but also a lot of good news because we got a new Walkabout course, Dan, and can't wait to talk about that one. But Dan, enough about me. How are you?
Well, before we continue, you said your birthday's on February 22nd. We're still in January.
Yeah, but 222, episode 222.
Oh, got you. I thought you said next week's going to be your birthday episode. I don't think he knows that it's not February.
yeah. Just the number, not the date. Not my real birthday, yeah.
Next week would be like the 22nd of January, so I thought that was why.
I understand. Confused. I also just completely thought it was Monday and it's Tuesday, so I understand why you might think that I also thought it was February.
I'm lost too, but I'm okay. I'm doing well. I mean, work's been crazy busy coming back into January, and today's been a real sad day with all the layoffs, and you know, we've had a lot of layoffs last year and the year before in just the gaming, in the tech industry, let alone gaming, let alone VR. Meta have been doing layoffs constantly as well. But this one kind of hits different because of who they've laid off in terms of the studios and what impact this means on the whole industry itself. And we're going to get into all of it in a moment. But this one just feels a bit nasty. It's kind of like when they closed down Ready at Dawn in 2024. It feels different, but we'll get into that in a second. Samson, a little bit of housekeeping as always.
Housekeeping. Oh man, I did not hit the wood there.
If you want to join the Discord below, it's free. Join with the link. We did have a few people join recently over the Christmas break, so welcome to our community. If you want to support us at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus, you can throw us $1 in there. There's something that I didn't talk about, but our second part of this show is going to be a little bit more on a positive sense with the Walkabout Tiki and Coco impressions as well. So we're gonna go into that as well. Samson, the Walkabout tournament is well underway in our Discord as well. The weekly tournament that our friend of the show, Healing Entree, has been putting together. Each week he submits 2 courses that you can go on to Walkabout stuff in the Discord, and essentially you play both of those courses, you submit the scores to him via Discord, ideally, and then you'll be ranked with the rest of the team. And it's all just a bit of fun in the end of the day. No prizes, just a bit of fun, and obviously you can get in and play with others at the same time.
There's plenty of bragging rights to be had.
That's fair.
Mostly had by Burrow Monkey.
Fair enough.
Dan, shall I mention the courses this week for week 1?
Mm-hmm.
They are Easy Mode, Tiki, Coco, and Hard Mode, Mars Gardens. And remember, Race Mode and Score Mode, either or if you'd like. And please submit them by midnight Eastern Time on Monday, January 20th.
Excellent stuff. Thanks, Healing Entree, for putting that up together.
Sorry, this is Season 14. Wild.
Season 14. Yeah, honestly. I mean, we've also been doing the show for almost 5 years now, which is also wild. Our first episode was in I think it was in April. And yeah, so we're almost at the 5-year mark, which
no
is
year. You're just gonna say
bonkers.
April.
Yeah, because I can't remember. It must have been 2021. It must have been 2021. I think that was when the first showcase was. Okay, Samson. People can write into the show. They can write in via pigeon mail if they want to. It might get here quicker. You sent me a Christmas card that only arrived yesterday. So, pigeon mail. And for the Patreons as well, when we celebrated our LTO 200th episode, I sent all the Patreons basically a card, a little thank you card, as well as golf balls, LTO golf balls, either one or two I sent. And someone messaged me over the Christmas break saying they just received, I forgot their name, my apologies, I don't have Discord up, but they just received the LTO balls finally. And I sent them back in August. So, yeah.
There you go. Look,
mail is a little slow right now.
It wasn't even our own delay. Normally it's our fault. That one,
normally it is.
That one's not on us. That one's probably on crossing the border, I imagine.
Something like that. But yeah, you can write into us via quicker methods like Discord. There is a episode discussion. There's Spotify as well. A lot of people comment in Spotify. You can go onto the YouTube comments. You can email us at letstalkoculus@gmail.com. I check all of them before the show begins. Technically, we have 3 comments, but we're actually only going to do 2 today because of the light of the news that happened as we're recording this. But Samson, do you want to read off the first comment?
I'd love to. From the dangerous Pushin. No, Pushson. No, Pushin.
No,
Puson. There we go. Wow, that's some serious dyslexia on my part. I really just did that 5
Doing
times
great
in a row.
Today.
That's wild. Dan, a little side story here. I recently wrote a check for something. I had some work done at the house on the pellet stove. I wrote a check. I got an email earlier this week that the check was voided because the number didn't line up with the number written. And I wrote out the cents part as the tens place. In the writing, and I was like, oh, wow, I am so sorry. I totally see what my brain did there. Anyway, dangerous Houston. LTO 219. On Elvis Easy on the swimming pool hole, hit the ball to roughly the 4 o'clock position from the tee, a little behind you to the right. If done correctly, it will roll down the steep side of the pool with enough speed to crest over the shallow end hump. And thank you.
That's very good, fun top tip there, Samson. Really quick, because I think on that episode we were I think you asked the question in terms of wondering what the best way to approach that hole was.
Yeah, I can never remember. Yeah, and
I think I just hit it, to be honest. But that's just the way I play.
There's no way you hit it 4 o'clock.
No, I don't hit it 4 o'clock. I hit it 12 o'clock probably. It's always straight. But thanks for that top tip.
Oh, and they go on. My rankings for this year's releases: number 1, Raptors Cliff; number 2, Mount Olympus; number 3, Forgotten Fairyland; number 4, Tokyo; number 5, Alice in Wonderland; number 6, Viva Las Elvis; and number 7, Crystal Lair.
Excellent. Yeah, solid rankings right there. If you want to hear our rankings, obviously, if you go listen to LTO 219, we discuss it in there, as well as some fun facts from Mighty Coconut themselves for every one of those courses that came out in 2015. And then we're going to talk about more of Walkabout in part 2, so we'll get to that. The second comment, Samson, from Kimi Kai, a friend of the show, Patreon supporter of the show since its birth, I think, pretty much. Yeah. She wrote in for the LTO 217, which is the VR awards. And the reason why we're going back to this is because a bunch of these podcasts were pre-recorded because of the Christmas break. She puts in, Crafting Crimes is by the guys that did JFK Memento. Lizzie Borden is free. The others are paid DLC. Wonderland is available, but the other is still coming. This one, our hidden gem of the year. It's a game that I actually wanted to try this week for the show, but I didn't get time, so I'll try it for next week. But that excites me even more that it's been done by the folks behind JFK, because that's a fantastic little immersive documentary that they've put out on Quest.
I loved JFK Memento. That was really well done, and that does make me a bit more excited. Maybe I'll also hop in that one this week.
Oh yeah, why not? It's free as well, so at least the first one is. So you might as well, Samson. And we did have another comment from Nicola. She did write in, but we want to save that for next week. Basically, she's asking for rewarding VR games like Hitman VR. She's having a blast with Hitman VR right now and was trying to figure out any games like that will reward that kind of slow progression. But we will talk about that next week. We do need to pivot just because of the crazy news story that just happened today, Bo. So we'll get to it, Nicola. But I'm sure you're playing Hitman and you don't need a game recommendation right now. But if you do, come join the Discord, and we've got a lot of gamers in there that will help you out with that as well. Samson, let's get into the part one of the show, which is the topic of the show. Meta closes major gaming studios. So let's kind of give everyone the rundown of what happened, because some people may have missed it and such. Although when this show actually does come out, you probably would have heard about it. So we obviously heard about rumors for Meta layoffs for like a few days now and such. It's been kind of cooking that they're going to lay off some of the folks in the Metaverse division, whatever that means, right? The Metaverse division. But what happened was it was actually a very major change. So essentially Meta has shut down 4 key studios. They shut down Supernatural, which is the studio behind Supernatural, the VR fitness app. It used to be called Within, but they got changed once they acquired them. However, they are still keeping like a small crew to maintain the app, so the app's not going away, but it's just probably not going to get many developments moving forward. Sanzaro is also been closed, and all the team has been laid off. They built Asgard's Wrath, and for both of them, Asgard's Wrath 1 and 2. Twisted Pixel.
And many games, and many flat games.
Yes, yeah.
It's almost same with the saddest part. Yeah.
Well, same with Twisted Pixel. They are also a company who's done many flat games, but I've obviously done Path to the Warrior on Quest and Deadpool VR. There's other VR games as well, but Deadpool was obviously the most recent one. They've been closed and also laid off. And Armature is the 4th studio, and they used to do a lot of ports. I think they did like a lot of like PS Vita ports and such, but they ported Resident Evil 4 VR to Quest 2, and they have also been laid off and gone. So Samson, you might be thinking, what remains in terms of the Quest or the Meta Studios?
What remains? I'm wondering.
Beat Games, who do Beat Saber. Big Box, who do Population 1. Camouflage, who do Batman Arkham Shadow. And Oro, which I've not heard of before, but they do the Meta Horizon game, Super Strike, which I don't know if it's like the game's actually out, but I'm pretty sure there was like a beta or like an early access kind of thing in 2025. But it's a Horizon game, so I've not really looked at that too much.
And there was the Glassworks one listed too. But apparently,
yes, but I have no idea what that was, and I could not find anything about that studio, so I didn't bother clicking it.
Somebody responded that it was a patent or a trademark that Meta has. It's a studio in-house that they've created for some sort of VR game. But yeah,
interesting.
Nothing else.
And they have been closed down too. And this joins.
No, they were remaining.
Oh, I see. Yeah. They remain. And this adds to obviously Ready at Dawn being closed down in 2024. You also had the folks behind Onward who also got closed down, but they were reallocated to the Camouflage team, who obviously made Batman. So at least they got, yeah, exactly. So my gosh, Samson. That's basically what happened. And thing is, we were going to actually do an episode later this month to look at all the meta studios and kind of figure out what the big game is going to be this year. Because we did that in the past and we narrowed it down to it must be Twisted Pixel. It must be them who are coming out with something. And lo and behold, it was. And they came out with Deadpool. And that's what we were about to go through. And to be honest, looking at this list in terms of what the studios are, it'd probably be Armature would be the next one of being like, okay, what are they doing next? Because they haven't really done anything since Resident Evil 4. You know, I mean, they've probably done some stuff behind the scenes, but what is their project? Whatever their project was is obviously cancelled now.
I mean, quite honestly, the one I still have the biggest question about is Big Box. Is it just a forever Pop 1 now? Will they ever do anything else?
Right, that's true. Yeah, and then maybe Population 1 must be doing well. Or maybe they just see a future in it, and that's why they've kind of kept it around.
It's probably got like a really hardcore base of people, much like something like Hyperdash or Breachers, where you have like such a niche game, which a tight-knit, really committed to that. And they like that because they like whatever you're selling them, cosmetics or whatever the charms or whatever it is. And so they're able to just keep going. But you got to think that they're going to do something else.
Well, yeah, it seems like obviously I think Meta's kind of been tilting to this way for a while now, but it seems like the solo or the big kind of exclusives that they had maybe not been doing that well. I mean, Deadpool maybe have not sold that well. Maybe that was a poor selling game. Kind of didn't hit their expectations.
I don't think even if Deadpool sold like really well, that would have saved them really.
Potentially
at all.
Maybe did Batman get saved because Batman did do really well, but that's because it was obviously bundled in and such, and it's I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think Deadpool did anywhere close to Batman. That's for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't bundled or anything like that, and it was an intense game, But so it's interesting because they're like kind of you can see the shift. They're going more to, I mean, not most, but like it seems like a lot of Quest owners are potentially maybe the younger audience who prefer like the free to play games or just the big like for multiplayer type of games, and maybe that's what they're just kind of going off, and that's where they're going next. Hence why keeping Population 1 in the frame, keeping Oro with the Meta Horizon game, and they're just coming out with a game, so it'd be very harsh to kind of cancel that right now and such. Obviously, Beat Saber is the biggest selling VR game in general. And then Batman it might be one of the best, if not the best game on the, that maybe Half-Life is probably neck and neck in terms of your like biggest games on VR platforms in general.
I mean, it's certainly the biggest one on Quest standalone, I'd say.
Yeah. So and we already know that Batman Arkham Shadow 2 has already been greenlit. It's already in development. It might be possible that this is the year of Batman. That might be the big game this year. They might be able to push that out by the end of the year. I don't know where it is in development. Because, I mean, I said this before, like, once the first game is out, the second game sometime doesn't take that long. GTA is a little bit different because they rebuild everything and do everything by scratch. But with a Batman or something like that, most of that will still be in house. It'll just be like a new story. Maybe there's tweaks and such, and so it's not going to be like a big we need to develop this whole mechanic and such. Like a lot of that still will remain.
Oh yeah, not the mechanics, but Batman is like a very visually immersive game, and I don't think they want to just reuse all the same areas. So you'd want to kind of change that up.
You want new art, yeah, for sure. I agree, but
and a whole new story and the voice acting. Like I just feel like those games are pretty sizable, and my prediction is for it to come out in 2028, I believe, or no 7. That's what I said.
That's next year. Yeah, we're in 2026 now. It's when we're recording. It's Tuesday, the 13th of January. You got that? and
Yeah.
next year's
I still think
2027.
Quest 4 is 2028, though. No, I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. If that's the saying, well, well, it seems like maybe the Quest is 4 is up on the air.
Do you think
Yeah.
people should now run out to get Deadpool? Do you think it will be delisted in like a year or two?
No. Meta has the rights. It's going to be there. It's not like
Yeah, but for
Meta
how
has
long?
the rights.
Well, what
They
about
have the rights. They're the publisher.
what about the Marvel game that they shut down?
Which one did they shut down? Which
It was
Marvel
like
game?
Marvel Powers or something like this. Alliance Powers.
Maybe they didn't have the rights to it, or it was like a live service game. Maybe I don't remember that game. But anywho, like looking back on these games, they all stay because they're like they actually publish them and such. That's theirs basically. But they're moving on. Let's look in the future in terms of the outlook. So the AR glasses and the AI technology seems to be what Meta is now focusing on. Later on this year, we're expecting a lightweight headset. We don't know I don't know if it's like a VR/MR kind of headset, but it's not going to be for gaming. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything to do with that.
Well, it'd be more like
for consumption.
More like an AVP type of competitor. It'll have a puck type of deal as a battery, I think, to offload that. And its code name, I think, is Phoenix because it's rising from the ashes of today.
I saw that from Sadly is Bradley. Speaking of Sadly is Bradley and Luna as well on X and such, they've also been tweeting out that the Horizon worlds are shifting basically onto mobile as focus. So even it's not VR is kind of more in the back burner for now, and it's going more towards like they're focusing on Horizon Worlds as a mobile first kind of thing.
Good.
And then they're having a separate VR division for actual VR. A little good news there.
We've only been saying this for years. Horizon should be its own app, and then there should be a VR app, and it should be Horizon Worlds. Sure, you use that for all things Horizon, and then you have a thing for your VR stuff. Separate.
Yeah.
Separate.
Exactly. So that looks like what it's going to be. My worry here is the fact that, this is now that they don't have these kind of exclusive studios, apart from obviously, let's say Camouflage is the only big exclusive studio. The other ones are obviously, Beat Saber, Population 1 and such. But it seems like they're going towards, you think about PlayStation, Sony, when it came to the PSVR 2, they didn't really publish any games on it, right? It was all third parties and such. It wasn't Sony's IPs. Apart from like the launch ones, they had Horizon, didn't they? And they had the like Until Dawn one. I forget what it's called. But apart from that, the early launch, they've not published any other games for it, right? It's all been third party, and that's where the state of PSVR is currently at. Yeah, right. Where now it might be the same with Meta. It might just be like we're just getting quote unquote indie titles, or you'll get games that have been published by Resolution Games and Fast Travel Games, those type of folks,
Dan, right? We'll get people making more hybrid games like a Demeo or things like this, or adapting a VR modes. Gosh, please let us just get VR modes.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, it's worrying because it's worrying for just the industry in general. I'm hoping that these folks can maybe bound together, some of them, and kind of create another VR studio and kind of go that, or maybe they feel burned by the industry and they want to go a different route. I don't know, right? That's kind of up to them.
It is a tough time. We're 100% in a recession. Unless you're in I'm pretty certain AI has been the only growth. So everything's getting tighter. Everything's getting leaner. It's going to be a tough time. I imagine what you say is pretty true, that the indies are going to be what keep it afloat. And I think I could see Meta coming out with one or two big titles getting ready for their Quest 4 release whenever that, may come. And until then, just like relying on on these indies. But Dan, the Steam frame coming out, that's such a curveball now. It's like Meta's dying down right as Steam frame coming out. Like, are people going to start making
Switches?
PC VR games?
Maybe, probably. You still think the Quest 4 is going to come with this news?
Yeah.
What if Batman does come out for the Quest 3 this fall? Do you still think it's going to come out?
Yeah, I think there'll be a Quest 4 eventually.
I don't know when. I'm now in a doubt that it's. I was reading on the Sadly's Bradley's tweets there and such, and it was like it's been cancelled twice and come back. So I would not be surprised if there is no Quest 4 and this is the start of the end, and it's more
the end of like VR for Meta.
No. Yeah. More like their gaming kind of centric idea. Maybe they come back in the Horizon / metaverse kind of sense and such, or maybe maybe if there is a next headset, it's not cutting edge. It's just like a cheap kind of affordable Quest 3S successor rather than a Quest 3 successor, if you know what I mean.
I mean, if it comes out in a long enough time, I think that where technology will be cheap, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Quest 3 level will be cheaper than.
Yeah, that's true. I would not be surprised. I would. My prediction now is Batman Arkham Shadow 2 comes out at the end of this year, and there is no Quest 4. That's my prediction.
I would be very okay with sticking with the Quest 3. Quest 3 is still great.
It's great. It is great.
Just slowly drop the price, ideally, like over the course of the next 2 years, and then come out with Quest 4 in the 28. And I don't know. I'm not overly worried about that.
I agree with you, though. I think the Quest 3 is solid hardware. I think, honestly, if you had... Eye tracking is the only thing, and the only reason why I say that is just because they can do the foveated rendering, and then they can kind of push that chip more because of what they can do with that in terms of... And for those of you who don't know, foveated rendering, basically, it only renders what you're looking at using your eyes. So anything outside of your vision, it doesn't render. It's kind of blurry, or it doesn't fully render and such, saving itself a lot of GPU, and they can just push it to whatever you're looking at in the best quality. I think if you had eye tracking in there so you could do that, the longevity of the headset will be for miles, to be honest. It'd be fantastic, but it doesn't have that. But yeah, the Quest 3 still is playing really well. I don't know on the developer standpoint, but if they could do something like a Batman to get it running really well on there, I don't think we don't need another headset right now, and we don't need another one in this year. And we don't need another one next year, really. But, maybe developers will disagree on that.
Dan, I think that the Quest 3S probably sold really well this holiday.
I think
with all
so.
Those discounts. I think that I think I saw an article that said like a Gorilla Tag had 1 million people in it this weekend, something like that. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like it's just dying. No,
it's not dying. It's just that I feel like maybe reframe this. I think if the Quest 4 does come out, I think what we thought that what the Quest 4 would look like last year is different to what it will actually look like now, because I think they're shifting more. They're going towards that, that audience, Gorilla Tag, the population 1, that kind of audience, and therefore, the headset requirements are going to be very different to be best for those people who are playing. I think that one of the biggest things is they want to make it cheaper. They probably want to make it lighter as well. And, that's pretty much it. Maybe a little bit more powerful if possible. But then you look at the Quest 3 and it's like, okay, do they really need the lenses? Do they really need those kind of pancake lenses, which are super sharp? Probably not. Yeah, we would think so, but to the average consumer who's
they're
just
only getting cheaper to make,
3S,
Dan, as more headsets use them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're not. But look, imagine if you just focused more on the Quest 3S and been like, okay, I'm just gonna make these parts lighter and such, and keep lowering that price or keeping it where it's at.
It's just so bulky. That's the tough part of it. Is so lenses.
Bulky. Yeah, you can't go past the book. Like, it's always going to be that book.
Because the lens is that big, yeah.
They're that big,
Exactly.
right? So, yeah. So it's an interesting debate. I mean, let us know in the comments and such if you think the Quest 4 is going to happen. What do you think about, obviously, disclosures and such? Before we kind of wrap up this part, though, Samson, I quickly looked at the timeline of the acquisitions for the studios that did get closed down. And obviously, with Twisted Pixel, we know they obviously, their story, Twisted Pixels, is more to do with, like, they were kind of funded by Oculus Studios. I think they won a competition. I can't remember. This is all in our revisited for Path of the Warrior and such. But then obviously they eventually got taken on by Meta, and they obviously made Deadpool was their big game. And then they got laid off and studio closed. And to be honest, that one, you know, obviously the layoffs are really sad, but it's not as surprising because it happens quite often in gaming industry, is like when a project is completed, if they don't want to continue with them or such like that, it ends up closing down. Like, we've seen it time and time again. I think Civilization as well, as soon as that came out, or before it actually came out, the studio already closed, and such. So that one is less surprising, but real sad, real shame.
Yeah, I mean, it is so sad we're not getting a Path of the Warrior 2.
Yeah. And it's so sad that they acquired them and then kind of did the project and then closed down. Like, why not just have like an agreement with them or a contract with them to have an exclusive Deadpool and have the rights for that specific game, but still keep them on the side, so that, like, second party rather than first party. So that's sad. And then Sanzaro, obviously, we all know they did Asgard's Wrath 2. As well. So when Meta's acquired them, so those paths are understandable in terms of what they did when they were acquired. Supernatural and Armature paths are really interesting, though. So Supernatural, they basically, in 2021, Meta wanted to acquire Within, who was the developer of Supernatural. Then in December 2021, the FTC opened an antitrust investigation for that acquirement, because saying that it will stifle the VR fitness. Then in 2022, July, the FTC filed a lawsuit to block Meta's acquisition. But in I think at the end of the year or so, February 2023, Meta finally got it. So this is a good 2-year span. And they acquired them for $400 million. So for everyone Within who got a piece of the pie there, fantastic stuff. Then in late 2023, they didn't really do much, but they did. Supernatural basically launched a brand campaign called Unreal Fitness after the acquisition. And they provided a lot of subscription bundling promotions with the Quest 2 and the Quest 3. There was a little bundle at some point in the US. And then in 2020,
they had such a good little pad, at the VR circle.
Yeah, your VR mat.
Yeah,
the mat. Yeah,
they made a really good one.
Through 2023 to 2024, not much has changed. There's been minor tweaks, bug fixes. Obviously, you've had new songs and stuff.
I was gonna say, they've updated that.
There was basically the community wanted custom playlists. They wanted the ability to use it in Europe, right? There was never, it was only US and North America, basically. Unless you use a VPN, it will work, but, properly legally and such, it's not, because of licenses and such. And we expected it to come to Europe. We expected that was going to happen with the Meta acquisition, but never happened. None of those updates ever happened.
I imagine that's a lot to do with licensing of the music.
Yeah, potentially. And that's it. And then in 2025, they did a bunch of layoffs in April, and the Supernatural team got reduced. And then in 2026 January, as we're talking now, they've been closed completely. So the app will remain operational in its current form, but no new content will be produced, and the internal team has been largely disbanded. So it's basically just maintenance only. For now, and to be honest, potentially ending at some point. To be honest, so That's Supernatural's term. So essentially, they acquired them for $400 million. Didn't do anything with them, to be honest. Obviously, they probably tried stuff in the background, but never made it to market, never shipped, and then closed them down.
I mean, what do you think that they? To me, they used them for what they planned to use them for. They got the subscriptions. They probably got a few more people to get subscriptions. They probably sold a few headsets with it, bundled with that, for that. And then they were done with it.
That's it.
And they stopped any other subscription, health app like that from coming, didn't they? Like, there's no other one on there, is there?
No,
I guess now there are. Right? Now
there are, yeah.
FitXR and all
FitXR is around.
But for a time, wasn't that not allowed?
Oh, subscriptions and such? I think when they first released it, maybe subscriptions were only in Supernatural or something like that, but I don't remember exactly. But you're right. They would have got the income from there, or a lot of it and such.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, overall how much they ended up losing, but
that's true.
It's clearly, if it was doing well, it would,
right. I think on the consumer side, it was disappointing.
Shut down.
I think on the consumer side, it was disappointing that it never had those extra updates or new stuff that everyone was wanting. But moving on to the other one, Armature Studio. So they essentially did Resident Evil 4, and they put it onto MetaQuest 2. And this was before they were acquired by Meta. So they were acquired by Meta in October 2022, so a full year after the launch of Resident Evil 4, which is still one of the highest selling ones, or system sellers. A lot of people buy the Quest for Resident Evil. But they acquired it, and they actually when they acquired Armature, they acquired it alongside Camouflage, who do Batman, and Twisted Pixel, who obviously did Deadpool.
The hope was so big back then, Dan.
October 2022, you're like, okay, and as they basically did that, you've got Camouflage working on Batman, Twisted Pixel working on Deadpool. So then what we would have said in a future podcast when we looked at this, what's Armature doing? Are they doing another VR game, a Marvel VR game to kind of, hit there? Or are they just doing another flagship game for them? So in 2023, nothing was announced. In 2024, people were anticipating, but nothing was announced. And then 2025.
So nothing.
So nothing. Meta did some layoffs, and it seems like they did do layoffs in Armature, but it's unclear, to be quite honest, or not even layoffs, or just like kind of moving teams around, or kind of moving, instead of VR stuff, focusing on AI and all that stuff, and then shut down. So yeah, nothing. Samson, real disappointing, especially this company a studio who did lots of ports in the back in the day, and obviously did Resident Evil 4 VR port that a lot of people love, and it's a shame that they probably were working on something in the background, because nothing was announced, but we'll never see it.
You got to think that they had something going on, or at least like their people were helping out with something else. But
right.
It is this one.
Maybe they're working on Batman. Maybe they're working on Twisted Pixels and such. Like, maybe they were all like pitching in and such. Who's to say? But I guess we'll never find out, really, because they all would have signed NDAs to get severance and all that stuff. Well, most of them probably. I think all of them will probably
end eventually.
Yeah. They fair do. So yeah, Samson, two kind of like, maybe this one's more feels like a wasted effort on the developers, than the Supernatural one, from what you were saying. But yeah, very, very sad to see both of these timelines just kind of fizzling out to nothing. So I hope all these people get like good jobs and such.
It's such a question. Like they must not have been really close to a release. Otherwise, they would have just done the Twisted Pixel and wait till after it released, right? Because that's kind of why I feel like it didn't matter how Deadpool did, because it's just like...
They were going to close anyway.
Yeah.
You're right. If this was like getting close and the game could be out this year, for sure. but maybe whatever they were working on never got close, and therefore it was an easy cut in the end of the day on Meta's books.
Yeah.
Who's to say? God knows what they were trying to bring over. We don't know, and we probably won't find out. But who's to say? I know we've got a lot of good people like Sadly as Bradley who can find these little things out. Before we wrap up this part, Samson, on a little bit of a nicer news, Ian Hamilton from Upload VR did a really good article, came out on January 11th, I believe. But it's called like VR devs kind of shocked with the shift of basically the state of VR. But there was some interesting positive comments from there. He basically interviewed a bunch of developers and they were talking about how the landscape is. But Demeo, Dungeons and Dragons, battle marked with Resolution Games, they're doing well, Samson. I won't go through the entire quote because we spent quite a lot of time here, but essentially it exceeded their sales goals over the holidays. And essentially they were saying how cross-platform was very important for them, but they exceeded their sales goals, which is great. And also the devs from Deadly Delivery say that there's the state of the industry leaves no room for error. But once again, they've done a really good thing. So the developers are Creature, and they said they're not slowing down. They've got more titles in development. We had a positive holiday with the catalog doing pretty well, and Deadly Delivery ranking as one of the top selling titles leading into the holidays, which is great to see too.
They got to bring that one to PlayStation VR 2 next.
Yeah, I think the PSVR 2 community will love that type of game.
Dan, I think this means that the Dungeons and Dragons name kind of went pretty far for them. I imagine, right? Like, it's got to be what's really selling people. Otherwise, Demeo and Demeo Battles would have also done.
I
things,
agree. Right? I agree.
So,
the license and name for sure.
Now I want Demeo Star Wars, please. Maybe a Demeo Lego.
Anything. Demeo Pokemon. That would be sick.
I mean, really, Lego Bricktales is kind of there, right? You could just take Lego Bricktales, some of that, mix it with a little Demeo. Magic.
Yeah. Oh, magic. There
and
you go.
It could probably work flat
IP.
and not. Exactly.
There's your next IP. Very good. All right. That will do for this kind of more of a glum part one. In part two, it's going to be anti-glum. We're going to talk about Walkabout, Tiki, ARKHAM. So we'll see you in part two.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two of LTO 221. Samson, let's bring the positive vibes. Let's talk about Walkabout Tiki Coco. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Say that 3 times fast.
Samson, we're going to get into initial impressions, course design, balls, fox hunt, our overall thoughts. Samson, I got to start off by telling you my initial impressions. I absolutely adore this course. Absolutely adore this course for so many reasons. From the great course design, to the dancing coconuts, to the music, to the fox hunt, and the sprinkle of the hidden Easter eggs, which are all around this course as well, which are nods to previous courses and just nods to like the Walkabout lore.
This is where it all happens.
This is the origin of all courses, as you mentioned there. It's a fair course. It offers a fairly decent challenge. It's definitely on the easier side of courses rather than on the harder side, shall I say. But just an absolute delight to go through this course. And yeah, I love it. That's my initial impression, Samson. What about yours?
Yes. Well, Dan, before we had the Lucas Martel on, and he said something along the lines of, I'm going to paraphrase here, after a crazy course, they like to do something a bit more straightforward, if you will. And Dan, what was the last course? It was
the last course was Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Yes, which was quite out there, right? You were getting big, you were getting small. It was crazy. And this is a callback to the basics, and I love it as well. I don't think this necessarily means like a see you later, alligator tourist trap. Like, I'm never going to play you again, because it is an island course. You know, you'll see it and you'll be like, don't we already have island at home? But
I guess so.
But this one, it feels like if Mighty Coconut had made Tourist Trap today, right? And so they've taken all their knowledge, all their skills that they've accrued in making courses, and they've made their new intro course. That's not to say Tourist Trap can't still be a great intro course, because it can and it is. But you can easily throw somebody new to Walkabout in this course, and they will understand everything. They'll get it all. Nothing's too complicated. I think you could pretty much always see the hole from where you're teeing off, which isn't necessarily always the case, right? There's a lot of L's sometimes.
Yeah, there's quite there might be the odd one or two that you can't really see the hole.
There's that one that you go up that you kind of, you know what I'm saying? You got to go up those ramps with this fence.
Yeah. Maybe the one around the bar as well. I think maybe, or doesn't, no, it's
one of the bars right in front of you. Yeah.
Because then there's another hole next to it and behind it and such. So
I'm talking about easy mode, but yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And so I love it. We got a new great intro course. The vibes are strong with this one. I'm all about it. Dan, I was dancing to that music.
You listen to music. I love it.
Oh yeah. It. And the sound effects are great. So by the bar, the coconut is doing some mixing, and you can hear the ice. You hear the ice shakers shaking.
Yeah, I love that part. Yeah. I love that part. The course feels so alive. Going into the course design, it feels so alive.
Oh yeah. You feel like you're walking through a whole coconut party. It's
the most alive course there is. Like if you think about it, like in terms of, there's a lot of courses that have a lot of like animation and such. Maybe Labyrinth is kind of on that kind of same scale, but this one really feels alive. Like there's coconuts everywhere, and they're all kind of doing different things. Some are dancing, some are playing with small coconuts. One's like kicking a small coconut back and forth.
Wait, Dan, that was a mother and a father and their child.
Oh, I thought they were just kicking the coconut back and forth, and that's what they were doing, because they were just going back and forth.
Yeah.
There's the bartender one is like, I think one of my favorite ones. The sound. It sounds so good. I actually went straight up to it and just kept looking at it whilst it was doing its shaking. And I was like, this is amazing. And then on the other side, you've got a coconut like wiping down the counters as well. You've got coconuts in hot tubs. You've got coconuts.
Yeah. Just chilling.
The coconuts in the massage as well. Like they're getting a massage and you can hear sound effects, and they're using like a little, I don't know, like it's like a little stick, like giving him a nice little massage on the back. But you've got animations constantly, and even if you look afar, the animations are going. It's not like the animations stop, and they're constantly throughout this course.
I think those are tattoos.
Oh, is that tattoos? I thought they were. Oh yeah, because they were like adding because in the Fox Hunt they talk about this. That's why. Also, they're not getting massages; they're getting tattoos. They're getting tattoos. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Wow. That's now blowing my mind. That's now blowing my mind.
Dan, I've got a question for you, because this is how I felt. I would love to go on vacation here.
Yes, absolutely. Out of all the walkabout courses out there, I think this is the course I want to go to. Yeah. This is the one. There's even a plane. I don't want to crash land like that plane did.
Yeah, and I'm good on the tattoos.
I'll take the coconut tattoo. I'll take the coconut tattoo.
You going to have it applied that same way?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, tapped. What do you call it? That's a specific type of tattoo, isn't it? It's
it is. I forgot. I don't know my tattoo.
Stamp. I'll figure this out in a moment. But there's also one big mighty coconut.
Needlepoint?
Needling. There's also one big
Anyway.
mighty coconut right at the end. There's a big mighty coconut. But this course really feels like a bit of an origin story. It's full of Easter eggs, like I mentioned. I don't really want to spoil the Easter eggs because is this being an impressions? I want you to just go find it. And there's probably some that I haven't found. But just to give you a little hint on some stuff, like if you really don't want any spoilers, then skip ahead 20 seconds here. But you do see where the flags are made, for example, some course elements. There's basically the one Easter egg I will share because it's so good and I have to talk about it. There's basically a big chest of skeletons. So when you go actually, I won't tell you where it is. But there's a chest of skeletons and it says that they're Halloween props, as well. So you're like, oh, this is where all the skeletons are. And they're not actual real people who are just dead people. The coconuts are putting skeletons around these courses. And it's all coming from this chest of Halloween props. So I won't tell you where it is, but that was the first Easter egg that I found. And you'll find plenty more along the courses from different walkabout courses and just golf in general. Yep. Just the origins of mini golf.
Dan, I think next time you should give people 30 seconds or more on your spoiler warning. I'm pretty certain anybody who only skipped 20 or 15 seconds is getting that spoiler.
My bad. My apologies.
It's okay. I love it. Apologies. But I did not find a lot of those. So I'm excited for it. I just found one and it was a t-shirt, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited now to go hunting on them. Should we talk about some favorite holes?
Let's talk about the holes. Yeah, you go first here. Because I'm not going to lie, I did not write down any favorite holes because I forgot.
Yeah, so I've learned
but I can maybe remember some.
Because I've learned that when I play through, I'm like, I like that one. I like that one. And then by the time I've gotten 7 holes down, I've forgotten the number. Yeah. So now I have to notes app open while I'm playing.
Fair enough. Okay, you tell me your favorite holes.
So hole 2 on easy mode, it's just you can hit it straight away or bounce it off the edges. And then on hard mode, it's pretty similar, but you can't go directly at the hole. I love how simple it is. Just a nice simple. You can get a hole in one. You can go a couple different ways. Chef's kiss on that one. Number 6 that's one where you get the gutters to go down on the easy mode. The tubes or whatever.
Don't you think so? This actually brings me to another point. There were some holes in here that feel very similar to holes in the past. This one feels very similar to in Tourist Trap. Is it hole 3 where it's the same kind of idea with the gutters?
It's not hole 3, I think, but yeah.
It's hole 3 or 4, something like that. But they obviously look a little bit different.
Might be hole 3.
Yeah, it might be 3. It look a little bit different because in Tourist Trap it's basically like wooden panels. Basically, you have to hit through.
And they're much longer.
But it's the same thing. Yeah, they're much longer. But it's the same thing. How there's like 3, and you have to just pick the one that maybe gets you closer to the hole. Although I missed all the gutters the first time, and it went straight to the hole. So I'm not sure if I can replicate that.
Wait, it went in the hole?
Yeah. And I missed the gutters to the left. So I don't know if that was a fake trick shot or anything like that, but I don't think I ever replicate it before.
That might be it, Dan. Because if you hit the proper gutter, it doesn't always go in because the gutter's kind of got a wide end opening.
They're round as well. Yeah. But no, I hit it left of the gutters. I missed all the gutters. That was not intentional, and it went over there towards the hole. So yeah,
your gutter ball, not gutter ball.
Not gutter ball, and it went in. But then there was another hole which I really wish I wrote all these holes down, which I should have got the notes app like you did, which was very similar to the. This was on hard mode, but it was very similar to the 18th on Cherry Blossom, where you kind of have to go round and then up the ramp.
And there's the ramp, but way more lenient,
forgiving.
Easy. Yeah, forgiving. There we go.
Yeah. I agree. But sorry, back to you with the other holes that you had.
Yes. Hole number 8 had had kind of a big gap between where you're shooting, kind of underneath like the diving board thing that the coconut's using. You can bounce it straight towards a hole or bounce it off some coconuts. And I kind of like this one because the hole's tapered. I love a good tapered hole.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Number 9, call that one out because it's got the flames on easy and hard mode. Once you get that timing down, it's pretty good. And I kind of like I figure out the timing, and then I know that when I look down, I've got about half a cycle, and then I hit it because you got to hit that thing straight. So that's my strategy on that one. The flames look good, and the way it burnt, you want to hit them at least once just to get the experience of what the sizzle is all about.
Yeah. I hit the flames. Didn't hit the flames often, but I did hit the flames a couple times. And the sizzle is kind of nice.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Number 11's at the Tiki bar. That one's all pacing. Where you just go on easy mode. You can kind of bounce it off the little centerpiece, and on hard mode is a little hill and no back. So you just got to get it up the hill and then just stop right there. That's a fun one. Number 14 has the lava bits that you got to jump over. It's like got the lava streams, and you got to hit the rocks that kind of make your ball go whoop.
Yeah. Oh, I really like that one actually. That would have been on my list, to be honest, because it's really fun to try and do a trick shot on that one, and especially fun on hard mode as well. Just because the hole is in the volcano itself and it's much further away. Yeah,
it's like more on the island. Yeah,
you can really hit it, but obviously it's easier to go out of bounds too. But I enjoyed the hard mode one even more, to be honest.
And then number 18, it's just another nice one that you can get a hole-in-one on, hit it straight right into the big
mighty coconut
mouth.
The mighty coconut.
The mightiest of them all.
Yeah, that's what it's called, the mighty coconut. Love it, Samson. Yeah. I think in terms of the holes that I can remember, to be honest, I think the ones that you mentioned, especially I do really like the mighty coconut. On easy, it's actually obviously quite straightforward, but actually hard, it's kind of difficult because there's like a little platform in front of it, and you kind of want to hit it onto that platform to bounce it in. Or you go straight in. But then there is another hole on hard, which once again, apologies because I don't know the numbers, where you're on a high platform and you got to hit it onto another platform to kind of bounce it onto the hole. Is it 8? Yeah. That's the one that you're describing. That one is like, that one's challenging.
I also skip the bouncy platform, and if if I hit behind it, it still bounces up and over.
Ah, right. Yeah, fair enough. I kept trying to get the platform and kept missing it and getting short, and then I finally got it on there, but then I counted out basically.
First time I tried to hit the platform and I missed it long, and then I still made it, and I was like, oh, I'll just do that.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, a lot of good holes, a lot of great holes, Samson. Before we move on to the balls, in terms of let me see if I got any more notes on the holes. It's no, I've said anything. In terms of balls though, I didn't find too many balls. To be honest, I do have the list of balls in front of me, but I didn't find too many balls. But in terms of the ones that
did you go hunting?
No, not really. Okay. I just kind of, some of them are just presented to you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A few in the beginning are just like there.
But in terms of the ones that I do really like I really like all of them are, not all of them, but a good few of them are basically actual coconuts. And I did really like the standard plain coconut with just smiling. I really like that one. I also like the coconut which has like bandages around its eye. I think that one's very cute. There's a worrying coconut as well that's like holding, it's like got a mustache.
Oh worrying. My god, damn.
There's so many like very cute, fun designs. This actually might be one of the best like sets of balls, to be honest. But yeah, I think my favorite one, if I was to pick one though, is literally just the plain old coconut with a little smile. I think it's just adorable.
I do. Yeah, I found a chunk of them. A lot of them are the tiny coconuts, as you mentioned, and they're all super adorable. I'll probably use them a bunch going forward and just like cycle through because some of them are very hilarious.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the fox hunt. Samson, I had a great time doing the fox hunt. I thought it was really enjoyable. So it's essentially whoever your character is, it's his diary or her diary, and all the different diary logs. And it's just a fun little story of how they crash landed onto this island and then what happened to them without giving too many spoilers with the coconuts, and basically how they discovered golf. And it's
intuitive.
It's a fun little story, but then there's always an image, and you're basically trying to go to where that image is. So, you've probably done fox hunts in the past, and there's been images on like a couple of those fox hunt clues. This one, the whole thing's basically just, it's a story to read, but the image is what you're looking out for the actual fox hunt. Did you have a good time? Did you have any trouble, or overall decent?
There was a couple times I got a little stuck. One time I had to ask you, and it was where I was looking, but I was just completely missing it. Like, when you miss the thing right in front of you. Yeah,
it does get camouflaged. The item's brown. It's like I'm assuming it's a suitcase. I didn't really look too closely to it.
It's like a book.
Or is it a book, right? But it's brown, and it kind of just blends in sometimes with the like wood color of the different elements as well. So, but anyways, Samson, let's talk about the club. Now, this will be more on the spoiler end for sure. So once again, skip 1 minute this time if you really don't, or just come back to this section after you played it. To be honest, let's just do that. Samson, what do you think about the putter?
Dan, I think I got my new putter for a little bit here. Because it's back to the basics with it. Nothing gets in the way. It's got a bamboo on the bottom, and then it's got the top half is sort of like artwork, if you will. It's got imagery. I don't really know how to describe that type of art. And then on top, on the handle,
Tiki art.
Tiki art. Thank you. On the handle is got a smiling coconut, and it's fantastic. It's straightforward. I love it.
It's the leader. I think it's the leader coconut from, I think, the whole 4. You see the like leader in top of the hut, the chief coconut. So I think it's the chief coconut, and then they have the tiki pattern on the grip, like you said. And it's kind of like a very classic kind of putter, but it has the fun little like bamboo kind of design on the shaft of the actual putter itself, and I like it a lot. Yeah, I agree. When I saw the putter, I really liked the look of it, and I was like, this is a really nice, well designed putter. And once again, it's one that I'd probably end up using. Is it as nice as I still really like the upside down putter for some reason, like that in terms of the way that colors are and such. I really like the idea of that one. But this one is right up there. Actually, I wish that this was a real putter that I could just buy and hang.
Speaking of, because all of these mighty coconuts, now I want coconut plushies. I want them all. I want every coconut in plushie form. Dan, now I want a platform VR game that's coconut based. That's all coconut lore.
Like an Astrobot, but it's the coconuts.
Yeah, we're working here. We're building out the coconut lore. We're getting the IP. I'm getting a lunchbox. We're getting coconut toilet paper, Dan. All right?
I love it. I love it. And maybe if with the doom and gloom from the VR stuff in part 1, maybe the next Mighty Coconut game is a platformer with these mighty coconuts, like you said. And I think they have, fantastic. I love it. So overall thoughts, Samson, I think it's quite clear in terms of what we've kind of both been saying. But overall, I loved every part of this course. And I know it's recency bias, but this actually might be top 3 courses ever. It's up there with Curity Valley for me. It's up there with El Dorado for me. And in some cases, like you said, it's like a reimagined version of Tourist Trap, and I'm all for it. If I really had to, if I'm really nitpicking, Samson, if I'm really nitpicking, I wish the hard music was different. I always kind of wish the hard music is different. I know that's not possible all the time, but sometimes it is. And I wish that the coconuts were maybe doing something slightly different in the night that they would do in the daytime, just to, kind of balance that, freshen it up. But that's like incredibly nitpicking. It's a fantastic course. I'm giving it 9 out of 10. And yeah, what a way to start 2026.
100%. I guess I don't agree with you 100% because it being top 3, I don't know about that. But like 88%, I'm there with
take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
I love it. It's a great intro course. I can't wait to like take my friends that haven't been in Walkabout in a while back into this. Like I was just playing, as we'll get into in part 3, I was playing some Golf Plus lately, and that my friend I was playing Golf Plus with, I also play Walkabout with, but he hasn't been in. I think Elvis was the last course he got in. So we played a couple other the ones that came out this year, but I'm excited to show him this one now. I kind of wish there was a way to like play with the lava more or a little bit more fire, but I don't really know how that would work, and I imagine they don't know either. Dan, how long do you think they've been working on this one and had it cooking? Because they just been like, nah, it's still too close to Tourist Trap. Now we got to wait. People are going to be like, we already have Island at home.
I don't know. I
love it.
All I know is that I don't know how long they spent on this course, but they hit it out the park. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a mini series on Disney, the Mighty Coconut.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, you just want the whole IP, right? Let them run loose. Just want to read you off a few extra things as well. So obviously, there's a limited Tiki Welcome Island takeover, as there always is. There's a bunch of new cosmetic. There's 25 different hats, 10 new outfits, 3 different mouth options, 3 different eye options. There's 12 island drums ready for your percussive talents.
Nice, you nailed it.
Percussive.
Also, it's actually percussive.
Oh, right. That's right. Also, chess and slingshots are now playable in Holiday Hideaway. Players are able to add new friends. We know about that one as well. There's an update to the random course selection feature. Now, when using the feature, you'll be able to decide if you would like to play easy or hard of those random courses. Also, Walkabout Mini Golf has a super engaged player base related to other MetaQuest games. And with the non-mini golf activities growing more and more every release, there's people spending hundreds of hours there annually. And there's a fun fact here. Since they launched Grip to Puppet on April 1st, over 7.5 million puppets have been used in the game.
Wow.
And there's a little press release part up there. So, yeah, a ton of different avatar items, as there always is. It's a fun time. Mighty Coconut smashing it every time. They're not slowing down. They're getting better and better. Samson, I don't know how they topped this one this year. I'm not going to lie.
Well, they're not speeding up either, but they do have a really nice cadence.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic stuff, Mighty Coconut. Thanks for sending us this early as well, too. For our Impressions podcast, as always. That will do for part 2. And part 3, we'll go into some what we've been playing and games out this week before we round it out. So we'll see you in part 3. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/letstalkoculus. Back to the show. Welcome back to part 3 of LTO 221. We've talked about the scary times that's happened at Meta. We've talked about the wonderful times in the Mighty Coconut world of Walkabout Mini Golf. Samson, let's round off the show with what we've been playing in games out this week. I haven't played anything else apart from Walkabout this week. I didn't get time to play Crafting Crimes, as I mentioned, so next week. But Samson, you have been playing a little bit, so let the people know what you've been playing.
Have you started any Medal of Honor? Just curious in the background.
Not yet. No, for the Revisited. No.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
I did start a little bit of that, but I won't get into it.
For our Revisited episode in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Right.
I was pretty surprised at how few people had the achievement for finishing the first mission. I will say that.
Yeah. What was it like?
It was about 11K. It was 10.9.
11,000, right? Around that time. Yeah. That's mental because this game's been out for ages. But yes, we will talk about that more later.
All right, Dan. So as previously mentioned on this podcast, Demeo Dungeons & Dungeons Battlemarked had a holiday cosmetic quest line. And
sorry. You said Dungeons and Dungeons, but
did I really?
Yeah.
See, Dan, I'm all over the place. Demeo Dungeons. Yeah, I am very excited because Dan, I played this 3 times over. Because I wasn't about to have this cosmetic on one platform and not the other. So
yeah, of course.
I went ahead and I played it first on my Quest in VR, and I was successful. I did it pretty easily, and on my Quest I had all upgraded characters, so to say.
Yeah,
like not hugely upgraded, but all beyond level 1. And I was like, oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So then I broke out my PlayStation Portal, and I was playing on the PlayStation Flat. And I was like, oh, there's a little lag here. Like, what is this?
Lag?
Well,
oh, yeah, because the Portal.
It was a little input lag that I didn't really notice until I played then on my Steam Deck, where I was starting a new game over. So I had all level 1s, and I failed twice over. Then I was able to upgrade my characters, and I achieved it. But you might be wondering, what is this quest line? And I would say go do it. Now, you're helping a little character guy basically get through a boatload of enemies that continuously spawn in, and you've got to keep him safe. Once he gets to the end, then you've got to just kill the one big boss. You can try to eliminate everything, but that would probably be insane.
So he's basically completing his holiday deliveries.
Yeah.
So he's a Santa Claus, basically.
I mean, yes, but it don't look like Santa Claus. He just has a sack.
He has a beard too. He has a big white beard.
We might be helping this character get to that character. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. Okay,
yeah.
I'm just looking at the screenshots, so maybe I'm looking at the wrong person.
Anyway, once I figured out the strategy of like, okay, they're all going to start trying to attack that one guy first. So I needed somebody to protect him, or like somebody to keep him safe, either by putting a spell on him or eliminating all threats near him. And then I had a lot of fun. It's just such a nice little bite-sized little Demeo session, right? It took me about 30 to 45 minutes to complete it, depending if I failed or not. And it was a blast. So now I've got those little holiday cosmetic dice on all 3 platforms there.
Yeah, it's I had the name right here. The Cold Snap Die. The Cold Snap Die. It looks nice, actually, to be fair. But,
it's like a frosted die, yeah.
I'm impressed that you needed this for every single platform. So,
well, I had waited so long, and then I was like, all right, let's see like what this is. I was sort of like intimidated in my head as to like how much it would take. And then once I did it in VR, I was like, oh, that was not too bad. And I enjoyed that.
What's it like playing on the flat screen compared to VR?
It can be preferable at times, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of a little confusing for me to describe it with a controller, because there's a lot of camera work, and once you get it, it just kind of all makes sense. But you're using the right stick to like zoom in and zoom out and move right and left, and then you're moving the other one is just like moves in a sort of more straightforward way, if you will. I don't know.
You're using the left stick to basically
move like a
characters.
cursor.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cursor based. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you press up on the D-pad to pull up your cards. There's a lot of buttons. But then you can play with the keyboard and mouse if you're playing flat too, and then it's obviously playing way differently. Yeah,
that's fair enough. I mean, I'm sure in the Steam Deck it would work pretty nice.
So Steam Deck
with
it worked really well, and I was like, oh, there's no input lag. I didn't even use the touchpads.
You didn't use the touchpads?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Very nice.
Yeah, I love myself some Demeo. What a great game. And moving right along, I guess, right? That was about it. Did you have more questions? I'd taken out.
No, I think so. I think you nailed it there.
I hopped back into Golf Plus. I got into the city course. I wanted to play some of their custom courses. They're non-licensed courses, yes. And so we got into the city course. I think it's called Metro or something like this.
Metro, yeah.
And then the new one that's more island. I forget what that one's also called, but it kind of felt like playing in Hawaii, maybe. A lot of water. The city course, super fun. You've got some really, really long ones, and you can bounce it off the walls, bounce it off the concrete. It's almost like you want to, you can try to like plan to hit it shorter, but know that it'll bounce. So it's going to go way further.
Bounce on the road. Oh, so like you got road and such in between and you can, because you get further.
Yeah. Or you'll be hitting it to another building top and you've got to like, land it on that or whatever.
That's fun.
It's a cool time.
Fun.
Yeah. And then the more islandy course was very challenging for me. A lot of water. That one was tough. I didn't have like walls to bounce it off of. You had to hit it straight. Whereas the Metro one,
otherwise you're stuck in sand.
Yeah, you could slice the shit out of that.
What are you playing? What kind of level are you playing on?
That also was the thing. So I played amateur on the first one when we played city, and then we played pro on the island course. That was a bad idea, Dan.
It changes big time. It changes big time because then all of a sudden every little bit.
So now you can do in settings as like a 3D analysis of your shot. And so if you turn that on after you swing, you can look down or you can move your avatar and look back at where you swung and you see a 3D image of your whole swing.
Oh, sick.
It's very cool.
Oh, I need to try that out.
Yeah.
So you get like proper...
You can visualize how much you suck.
Yeah, exactly. It's like having a proper TrackMan and you can see exactly where you need to make changes. Maybe that's the better way to say it.
Yeah, I wish I could use it that way and be like, oh, this is what I have to change. But I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't know what I to do next to fix that.
Fair enough. That's cool, though. I'm glad they have that. I'll have to try that out for sure.
And then the last but not least is ArtQuest VR. This came, I believe D-Max posted about this first in the Discord. It has a trial, but I got it for, I think it was between $10 to $15. Might have been 12 or 13, something like this. And holy smokes, what this dev does, I think is a solo dev. There's for free all these pieces of artwork from all these museums around the world. Kind of like a Wikipedia, but they have the image files. And what this person has done is recreated all of these museums that are available. So you walk into these galleries and they generally have like, I don't know, 10 or so pictures, and they're all sort of a lower res until you get closer, and then they load in.
The 4res.
Yep. And then they've got a written blurb like they would have in the museum, the date, the author, all that. And you can have
that's really cool.
You can have these voices read it out to you if you'd like. There's like 5 or 6 different voices from male to female. And then you go gallery to gallery, and you can organize. It's organized by artist. It's organized by museum. So there's like random, like, I don't know, the romantic art from Buffalo.
Sure.
There was like there was one in Indianapolis or something like this. I was like, what a random art museum here to have.
That's
but
cool,
but big ones too, like the Met, things like this.
That's cool. Okay, so basically, it's not like they have recreated the architecture of that gallery. They've just got the paintings from those specific galleries, essentially. I got it. Yeah,
exactly. In each room,
cool.
And apparently, sculptures of the sort are on the way. And multiplayer's on the way. There is app sharing, I believe, and it's pretty cool, Dan. This is one I think we might. It might be one we try to get the dev on just to talk about it.
Yeah, this is a lot of potential.
Yeah,
this is a lot of potential. And then you said there's a free like 15-minute trial kind of thing.
I think that's what DMAX did. I just went after he talked about it. I just went for it. So. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember him saying you got to look really quick. So I assume so.
Oh, very cool.
So if you're an art lover, apparently that could be your app.
Upload VR actually has an article on this that came out last week as well on Jan 9th. So I guess this looks really cool. Yeah, it's only $8. Okay,
there you go.
Yeah, it's only $8 US. There is no free version though. FYI, but this probably has a lot of potential, to be honest. And I just saw on the comments there as well. Someone said that in Metro, the Awakening, there's also a VR concept art gallery that you can kind of walk around, part of its bonus content.
Interesting.
I've actually never looked at that, so maybe that's something to see. And I don't know if that's part of like when you finish it, or if you just go onto the game and go into the menus, you can see it in there. But,
I'm still stuck in the labyrinth. I don't know.
I mean, you can press pause, and I don't think it's in the game. I think it's like bonus content that you could see. But yeah, this is very cool idea, and I can see a lot of potential for this to work. But I'm curious how much work goes into this. Is there's funding that it's not only just grabbing the like high resolution images, but also getting like the descriptions and such. And
I think it's all open source stuff, but it's kind of taxing on that end, yeah.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of like just data mining kind of thing just to try and get all that stuff in.
Organize it, yeah.
Well, really cool. Very good. Is there the games you played?
No, that's it. Let's get into the games out this week. Close it down.
There's only one. It's an interesting one. Katana Red Flowers. This is a game that actually kind of looks fun, but very... well, let me just read the description. Samson. Feel like a real ninja. Step into the paws of a nimble ninja cat. Dash through enemies, deflect bullets, and master the katana in fast, exhilarating VR combat. The challenge ramps up gradually. It's easy to jump in and have fun, but reaching the top requires true mastery of precision, speed, and style. But wait, Samson, do you want to read the next part?
I would love to. And a restaurant owner.
Yeah, just the second game. Continue.
This is it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay. When the sun rises, the fight takes a playful turn. Welcome to Red Flowers Izakaya, a cozy yet chaotic restaurant where quirky guests arrive with big appetites and short tempers. Cook, serve, and cause mischief through a variety of lighthearted VR minigames that keep every visit unpredictable and turning your restaurant into a full VR playground.
So I'm really confused. It was a ninja cat game, and then also a cooking game.
Yeah, obviously it's ninjas and cooking.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Cool. It looks really nice.
Multiplayer?
It's I can find out.
Solo cooking, I have very little interest in.
Solo. It's solo.
Yeah.
It's solo.
There's also a Joyway game, Dan.
It is. They came out with Red Flowers was the actual demo. It was more like realistic graphics and all that stuff, and it actually looked really good. But they've kind of completely changed course and gone in a completely different art direction, and have now gone cat with a cooking simulator. It's a very strange. I'm interested to see the reviews of this game, but yeah, very interesting. Another app that I actually forgot to look at is the Ninja Warrior game.
Yes.
Something that I forgot. That is $10 as well. That's already out, but it's just something that just popped up whilst I was looking up that. Is that a game, Katana, that you're looking into, or no?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, me too. I actually like the look of it, but reviews are kind of mixed at the moment. But yeah, I don't know if I want to. I got so much to catch up on. I didn't play anything over the Christmas break, and
I think 2026 might be the year of tightening up the buckle.
Well, it seems like there's not really going to be any first-party stuff this year unless Batman does come out. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then we'll see what else other developers come up with this year. Yeah. But we might have to wait a couple months or so to find stuff like that out. But anyway, Samson, that would wrap up our show.
Great job.
A long one. Yeah, great job. Next week, we'll be back with more VR goodness. Thanks for everyone for listening. Thanks everyone for watching as always. Join the Discord if you haven't already, especially if you've gotten this far. You should. If you've gotten this far, you should be a Discord member.
Probably are.
To be honest. Yeah, you probably are. But if you're not, then what you doing?
Like and subscribe.
What you doing? Exactly. All that stuff. I've been Dan. He's been Samson. And we'll see you next week.